and catch us on the next one. Or I guess we're not done. For other doggers. Alright, guys, you got it from here. Ready? Yeah. What are you doing? Going that way, man. That way. Uh-oh.
That's definitely on camera.
Okay, guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we're not really done with the build. I'd like to introduce ourselves. Tom, Jeff, and Joff. Anyway, guys. Tim.
You changed my name already?
Yep, go Tim.
Thanks, Clarence.
Keep going.
All right, so obviously this bike was actually bought with the pure purpose of doing this build. So once everything shut down, we weren't going to continue until we could actually start recording again, but we weren't trying to get in trouble. So now we're ready and we're free to actually pick back up on it.
Alright guys, on this next episode we're going to be tearing down the motor like we said 2 years ago.
Yep.
But we're going to be going through the piston, the head, the clutches, the flywheel. We're going to show you step-by-step instructions and how to do it so you guys don't lose anything. Like I lost my 10mm.
Dude, it's it rolled. Anyway,
Keep rolling.
It's gone. It's gone.
But yeah, that's what we're going to be showing you in the next video. So guys, stay tuned. And everything like that, back after to Susan.
Yep. Alright, guys, so like Tom over here said, we're going to break into the motor and let's get to it. Okay, guys, so we're going to be tearing down the motor. We've already taken off the chain tensioner. So we're going to start with the head, with the valve covers.
Cam cover.
Then we've got to...
We'll zip tie the chain.
Yep, so that doesn't drop in the case, because if that happens, that's not good. Unless you've got to take the stator cover off to take that off. So yeah, we're going to get to it. So yeah. Get away, man. The circus.
There, you can get them ones that come to the front.
Don't lose your bolts. Don't lose your nuts. Don't lose.
Definitely don't lose your nuts.
No. We're going to leave the intake on.
Because we don't need it.
Yeah, pretty much. We're going to be upgrading that anyway.
Probably be replacing all these bolts because most of them are pretty shoddy.
Yeah, they're pretty stripped out. We already tried 2 different Allen heads and so far so good. So
these ones are okay. Alright, so generally we are actually replacing the timing chain on this, and we're taking the flywheel off and all that. So generally we wouldn't have to do this, but we're going to do it anyway just to show you. You do not want your chain to fall down inside. So always string it up so you have something to hold it. And then we're using an impact to take it off. So even though I don't need him to, he's going to hold the bottom. Kind of give her a couple wiggles, she'll pop right off. Roll the chain around her. Bye-bye gear. And then from there, you just hold it with that, and we'll get the head off.
usually you can tie this down to something that'll hold it in place. You got the starter motor still in, so you can tie it around the bolt there, throw a nut on it, or tie it to the top of the head, whichever works for you.
Have your 4 main head bolts. And a dead battery. Grab the Allens. That's the bigger one.
Alright, so we got Miles holding the fishing wire for
I
us.
thought we sent him to makeup.
He came back. So what size is that? So now we've got the 2 Allens over here that's going to hold the head to the block. There's the 4 main ones are taken out. I think it's an 8.
I think so too. I don't have the one it is, I know that. Oh. Unless you gotta turn it before it pops out, maybe. Oh, the other one just popped right out.
I hate these things.
Come on, Gary.
Oh my word.
Clarence.
Ridiculous. Ow! I didn't hurt myself, don't worry.
He did, however,
Break it.
break it.
Hercules.
Why should be the right one?
It
You can
is.
pull that O-ring off.
Alright. Alright guys, so with your trusty hammer, you want to kind of break it off a little bit. This isn't doing the job. Miles, grab it first.
Okay, Peter.
Oh,
Damn.
it actually worked. There we go.
Yep, always need your man first.
It cracked it loose. It legit cracked it loose.
Okay guys, so when you take the head off, you want to take your gasket off. Sometimes it'll come off easy, sometimes it won't. Like this one's kind of being stuck a little bit, which is fine.
Just turn it.
Yep. So this one's actually stuck.
It's gonna take the bushing.
So I took the bushing with it, which is no big deal. You just pop it out.
Guys, do you need any rubbers? Like you guys use them. I mean gloves.
No, we got wool. So the bushings come out the head. Don't lose them. If they are stuck in the head, use pliers, but make sure you use a rag or something, because the teeth on the pliers are going to gouge these pretty bad, and when that happens, it's not going to be good, because when you try to put them back in, you're going to have a hard time. So you got 2 of them there for your oil, and then you also have your little rubber seal.
Alright guys, so now we're back to this side of it. Obviously we can just take this, we'll pull it right out. No big deal. Lose that. And then you're going to take this one right here. Pop that off. Make a lot of noise.
Alright guys, so Miles's purse wasn't going to break this one loose, so we got an actual rubber mallet.
Usually just a couple taps on either side. She'll come.
Hopefully. There it goes.
She's still connected up here.
And he's fighting.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, they use gasket maker. Look at that.
Oh, I hate that stuff.
Look at that. They use gasket maker.
I am so glad that you're the one cleaning it.
Wow. Look at all that gasket maker, guys.
No, that's just the gasket. What are you talking about?
There's no way. That is a bad gasket. Wow. There you go, guys.
No, hold on.
Alright guys, so you're gonna have to take the pin out. The circlip, when you do it, it's gonna pop out, so be careful. Watch out you don't lose it. And let's see.
Trying to get it on camera, but
yep. That was it. No. Oh, a smaller screwdriver maybe.
need a pick.
Let's see.
So normally we should go get a pick at this point, but we're just gonna make it happen with a Phillips.
Yep. Because the flathead's not working. No matter how many times you've done this. So there you go. Don't drop it. There's your
Like
clip.
that. And then I'm gonna go to the other side here.
Yep. And then you're gonna want to push the pin out.
Just kind of tap it. I'll be using just an extension. Small extension though, I need.
Oh, there it goes. Pull, twist. It's not oily, just not really.
There you go, she's
There
out.
you go, guys. Pistons out.
Alright, so next we're going to take the boss fitting and the boss bolt out. Generally, if you're doing it with a wrench, you're going to need someone to hold this with a pair of pliers or something. But most of the time with the impact, you pop it right off. Sometimes she'll pull right out, other times flathead, give her a quick hit, out she comes. Now we're going to go through and remove all the 8mm bolts from around. Okay, make sure when you pop it open, you don't lose this. And then this pin here, you can basically slap it on there. Slide her right back in. It'll try to push back out on you just because it is a pretty tight fit. We'll have 2 bushings again. Right there. Right there. We'll clean all the gasket up here later. And we'll also be removing the stator once we get to that one. Now for your flywheel, same thing. Sometimes you need someone to hold it, but we're using an impact, so we're just going to drive it in and it should pop right off. Unless you're Tyler Jones. If you're Tyler Jones, you're going to need a monkey wrench and a bunch of shit. So apparently this one was a little shy. Richard went to go get the breaker bar and it scared the crap out of it and she popped off.
Alright guys, so we got the stator side cover off and the stator off and the flywheel. So what we're going to do is show you a little trick for these dowel pins, because sometimes they do get stuck in the head. So like I said, you don't want to mess them up, you know, put some gouges in them. So paper towel works. You're going to get an adjustable wrench, pliers, slowly snug up on them, a little bit of pressure, wiggle them back and forth and upwards at the same time. And you should be able to pop them right out.
And then you won't have any marks on them. You got one little tooth mark, not bad.
Do the same thing to this side. Light pressure, a little bit of back and forth motion. Hopefully it doesn't slip off. Don't like it when it slips off.
Richard slips off a lot.
And this one should be. Oh. Oh.
Still stubborn?
Yeah, this one's a little bit stubborn. That's another method you can use. So you're going to do this way.
Flathead or needle nose pliers and just kind of grab at it. We'll actually go and clean them all up. We do reuse them.
Yep.
So we'll get them all nice and clean and then go back in. Anti-seize on them when you put them in, they won't have that problem. All right, guys, so went ahead and took the one-way bearing gear off. So the gear sits on there. It should really only turn one way. If you ever just want to do a quick check, I just try jerking it back and forth. If it tends to slide, it's going out. But basically, if it doesn't lock up one way, it's wrong. And then, of course, on your flywheel, you always have an arrow that says which way the motor's going to turn. It should move freely on that, but when the starter engages to turn it, it should lock. All right, so this is going to be your chain tensioner, chain guide. We're going to pop this off. As I said earlier, we're actually got a brand new chain for this, so we're replacing the whole thing. I'm going to slide it right out. We also have a new needle bearing, but I don't want to lose our keyway or our woodruff key right now, so I'm just going to leave that on. Take the chain out. All right, so now we're going to take off the clutch side here. Get all these bolts from all the way around. Didn't want to grab. A lot of these bolts, if you're going to reuse them, take a wire wheel to them, clean them up. They get just gunk from the gaskets and everything and changing them. If you have it, you can trace your threads too. I've had quite a few of them just break right off them, even when putting them on. Normally on your clutch lever here, there's a circlip. It's already been removed on this one. And I'm not popping it off because the clutch is ready to come off. This one actually is not going to fight us at all. A lot of times you'll have to smack them with a mallet, get them loose, but this one just seems like it doesn't want to be there anymore.
All right, now that we've taken the clutch cover off, we're going to take a quick break, smoke a cig.
Clean up a little.
Yep, clean up the table a little bit, and then we'll get back to taking the clutch off. So see you guys in a second.
Alrighty, so we're back. We're a little cleaner. We're going to start by removing your 5-10 millimeters here. Your springs. All right, so we got the retainer here. We're going to bend the tab down on. It's always a good idea to replace this when you do it. You can get away with not replacing it, but we're going to replace it anyway. Alright, so now we'll just pop this off. Generally, you would use a clutch tool right here. But again, with the impact, you can kind of avoid it. Flip it around, it's the other side they would use. Pins right into there. You'll take your retainer off. Get my hand on it. Retainer nut. From there. Come on. There we go. The full clutch pack, always check. You'll see the grooves from the springs. Not too worried about it because we're replacing it. The clutch pack was probably still good, but we got a new one. Then this clip will come off. You got to turn it to get it the washer where it locks up because it kind of interlocks in there. And from there, you pull it off. You're going to want to file down your grooves and everything on the edge right there. So we'll just take a file or a Dremel or something, just kind of clean them up, make them smooth. Makes for a better shift. All right, because we're doing the shift star mark, we're going to go ahead and get this out of the way. You don't need it on there. And then I'm going to open this one up now.
Yep, because we're going to be replacing the oil pump. But before we do that,
hold the crank.
We're going to put the
go to a steel hammer. Who knows? It's going slowly. There she went. Okay, and then we're going to take a nail, jam her up a little.
Make sure you use a soft nail, not anything
heavy.
Use
like an aluminum nail, nothing too big.
And don't forget the order the stuff comes off. You can tell there is your lock washer,
your nut,
and your
lock,
and there's springs in here. So be careful when you remove this because there is a plate that holds these springs in place. So,
secondary washer,
and you'll switch keyway.
Yep.
We'll bring you guys in
keyway. Gonna pull that right out. We're gonna set it right on top of all that.
And use those springs.
And we're gonna pull the other ones. Oh, there's your other. Yep, there's your other keyway. She'll fall down.
Yep. So is there 2 keyways?
Yep, 2 keyways.
2 keyways.
So one there, one there.
Alright guys, so now we're going to be removing the oil pump. With these screws, I'm using a number 3 head. A number 2 will kind of strip it out, but I'm using a number 3. So you want to make sure not to strip these out. They're not in there pretty tight. And then you should be able to make sure to press on it, that way you're not going to strip the head. That's one.
If you hit it, it rotates.
Okay, that one. And this is a screwdriver that's going to hit and it'll loosen it, but these aren't in there pretty tight. I'm just using the bit. And so it's a number 3 Phillips. We'll be able to use just a regular number 2 Phillips because they're really loose. And you should just come right out. And we recommend using an OEM Yamaha oil pump. Same with the timing chain. Certain parts you don't want to use off the market. We use OEM in some of the stuff because we like to. Yeah.
You don't trust some of them.
Always do your research, guys, on the brands you use. And then this should just come.
You might have to hit it. Usually you gotta hit it.
Yep.
Pop it free. If you can get it under. That one. Yep. Usually just a little nudge and she'll pop right out. Of course, we'll have to clean all the gasket off. Alright, because we're doing the shift star mod, we're going to go ahead and pull this off. Set that aside with the bolt. And then go ahead with a screwdriver.
And then once again, I'm going to use the number 3. And because this isn't on there
I think
very
that one's
tight.
a 2.
Is this the 2? No, it's a 3.
Sure, this one's a 2.
I think
That's a 2. 3 ain't going to work.
Oh, I stand corrected. So we're going to switch from a number 3 to a number 2. Oh, and this one's to be finicky today. Oh, we got number 2. And then, like I said,
That one wasn't even tight enough.
it's not very tight on there.
Should have been tighter than that.
Yeah, it should have. But there you go.
There's also a keyway in that you don't want to lose.
You don't want to lose the washer. You don't want to lose anything else. And then this should just come right off.
Yeah.
Yep. Keyway drops. And you see the keyway's right there. That slips into there. And there you go. Shift star is off.
Alright, and the last thing we're going to do in this video is actually remove the starter. Get your 2 8mm bolts.
Give it a wiggle. And pop right out. There you go. Alright guys, so that completes the teardown of the motor. Just want to do a quick note. When you do work on stuff like we encountered today, we had to get a 27, 30 and 32mm socket that we usually don't have on hand, and it's not in your socket kit that you get in the store. It's usually a special tool. Also, we're sending stuff off for powder, so hopefully we'll be back by the time we start rebuilding the motor. It's a good surprise for that. And yeah.
So on the next episode, we're going to be putting in the oil pump. We'll be doing the shift star mod, which is ours. We'll be using our pressure plate on the clutch. And we have a surprise clutch that you really can't get anymore.
Guys, we hope that you found this video very helpful and entertaining. So guys, catch us on the next one where we might get up to more shenanigans. Stay tuned.